Hey, so this is the ethics around biometric surveillance. So what is biometric surveillance? According to the Department of Homeland Security, biometric surveillance is the automated recognition of individuals based on their biological and behavioral characteristics, from which distinguishing repeatable biometric features can be extracted for the purpose of biometric recognition. So, biological and behavioral characteristics include fingerprints, iris patterns, and facial features. DHS also uses biometric surveillance to protect the nation through its Office and Biometric Identity Management, which supplies the technology used in storing, comparing, and sharing biometric information. OBAIM maintains the largest biometric repository in the U.S. government.
The uses of biometric surveillance, some of the commonly used uses of biometric surveillance by the DHS and other government agencies are to better enhance border security, to better identify suspects, to verify identities and credentials, to facilitate legitimate travel and trade, and to improve general security, such as property security or on the streets. Now, the history of biometric surveillance, it starts in the 19th century. In 1858, Sir William Herschel created the first systematic capture of finger and hand images to record employee handprints on the back of their worker contracts to tell who the real employees were on payday. This is later developed into what is known as Bertillonage, which is a method used to identify people based on their physical characteristics, photographs of them, and records of their body measurements. Then in 1936, ophthalmologist Frank Birch first proposed the idea of using iris patterns for identification. In 1970, three researchers automated facial recognition through the analysis of 21 specific and subject markers. In 2000, the first FRBT face recognition vendor test was held. It was the initial open, large-scale test of multiple commercial biometric systems. In 2011, Siri was publicly launched, giving iPhone users the ability to control a digital personal assistant via voice command. In 2013, Apple released Touch ID, and in 2018, huge breakthroughs in commercial applications of biometrics, with the first MasterCard biometric card being released. Some future developments include the AI and machine learning to improve the accuracy and efficiency of biometric surveillance, and contactless biometrics and the push for hygiene-friendly, non-invasive security solutions, as well as the creation of multimodal biometrics through the integration of multiple biometric modalities in a single authentication system.
So ethical concerns. So the first one is non-consensual collection and storage of data. Being a passive system in the background which often scans individuals and stores that collected data, it raises the question whether a company or government should collect your biometrics without you knowing, or without you knowing. And the next one is potential misuse or theft of data. Since the data is often being connected to servers, it begs the question of security and use of it. Biometric data can be stolen by hackers if left vulnerable and can be used for other purposes. And lastly, potential bias discrimination in recognition algorithms. As nations around the world continue to get involved in military campaigns against one another, one must question the thought that there could be potential bias and discrimination inside of the recognition algorithms to prohibit foreigners from these countries' basic human rights.
So the ethical knowledge question for biometric surveillance is, to what extent is the use of biometric surveillance technologies such as facial recognition and fingerprint scanning ethically justifiable in public spaces? Now, our initial claim is that the use of biometrics in public spaces is justifiable to a great extent, as individuals have no expectation of privacy in public spaces, and the technology can be used for the general well-being/safety of the public. However, a counterclaim that we developed is that the biometric surveillance is not ethically justifiable to some extent, as data is ethically collected from individuals without their knowledge.
So this is our reflection. So how we came to our decision.
Me and Evan both used our background knowledge to develop our claim that we felt biometric surveillance was ethical and useful for protecting the general public.
We also thought that it uh it is like kind of necessary to give up some like privacy in exchange for safety in general when you're walking on the street. And did we doubt our ethical stance? We didn't doubt our ethical stance on this issue.
Yeah, I never doubted my ethical stance while researching this topic.
Did
Did
you?
you consider the potential consequences of your answer? At least for me, I did to a small extent. I thought, that there are definitely, issues with, not knowing where the data is being collected, as we talked about ethical concerns through, potential misuse and theft of the data. It's definitely severe. It can lead to severe consequences. However, as Evan spoke earlier, you have to give up some of these natural rights in order to, be able to better protect yourself and the people.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that it depends on what is being collected or like or no who's collecting it, such as like the government or like if the government is like good or bad. Because obviously, if it's a bad government collecting data, then it's bad. But if your government is doing it for like the betterment of everyone and not doing anything bad with it, I think it's fine. And yeah.